So if you want to create or if you want to pass some parameters for your package, we can go and use this section.
Okay.
So I'm in the let me see. So you can see I'm in the package one, okay, in the control flow tab. Okay, so I'm in this package. In this package, I'm going to this parameter section, and you can see here we have an option to add a parameter for your package. So let me click on
Okay.
that. So let us see that package one. Okay, or let us say parameter. Okay, I've given some name, and you can select what type of data you want to store. Okay, what type of data you want to pass, whether that is integer value or string, whatever it is. Okay? So you can
Okay.
pass some integer value like this. So now you can see we have created one parameter, and we can use that parameter, we can pass that parameter, okay, inside your tasks, whatever the task you are using now in the control flow. If you go and see, if you go and open any task, you can see we have an option called parameter mapping is there. Okay.
Okay.
So here we can add that, we can pass the parameter value to your package. Now you can see if you click on this, first one is itself is showing the package one dot. Okay.
Underscore parameter.
Yes, package one dot underscore. Okay. So here we can add that, we can whatever the value present in that parameter, no, we can pass that
Yeah.
value in each and every task. Okay. Now there are two types of parameters. One is package level parameter and another one is project level parameter. Okay. So let us see what are those means. So in the first package, okay, now let me give some name to our package. So let me rename this, and let me give the name as first package. And let me rename the second one. Just a minute. Hello?
Hello.
Class founder Rakesh. Morning. Morning. MSP. SSIS. Uh, hmm. Okay. Sorry about that. Now let me go for and rename this. Now let me rename the,
I have it out.
yes.
Actually, we are doing everything in when I mean, if you go to create table and like you insert some parameter, right?
Okay, yes.
Just now.
Yes.
Yeah. Instead of doing that, we already doing in the table itself. We are declaring entry type and uh, how much we are declaring everything in the table itself. So why we are going for the parameters and using, so what's the use of that?
So here, so let us say you want to test your SSIS package with multiple values. Okay, you have
Okay.
designed the package and you want to test your package with different parameter values. So instead of hard coding the values, okay, we can create a parameter, and whatever the value you want to test now, you can pass it through the parameter section. So instead of 200, if you want to check, let us say I have some parameter called employee ID. Okay, so if I want to
Okay.
test your package with employee ID 1 or employee ID 2, okay, so my
Okay.
mostly thing is the testing phase. Okay, it will be very helpful. So instead of testing with the huge amount of data, we can test it with some one or two records. No? Okay, and let us
Mm.
say you have created a store procedure, and the store procedure requires some parameter values to execute.
Yeah.
So how we can pass the parameter values? Okay. So inside the SSIS package, you are calling some store procedure. Okay. So how we can then that store procedure has some parameter values. So how we can pass parameter values to that store procedure. So in the future classes, no, you can see more importance about the parameters. So we are
Okay.
in just in
I
the
mean, you are just giving an overview of
yes,
that.
yes, yes, yes. So we are in
So
just in the
after
thought.
beginning the classes, then you will be explaining in
Yes,
detail.
yes, yes, yes. So when we are going and explaining each and every task, no, so at that time we'll come to know about all those parameters and variables. What is the importance of
Oh,
this? Okay.
okay.
Now, as I'm telling, so there are two types of parameters. So one is
Okay.
package level. So now you can see I am in the first package and I have created one parameter here. Now let me go to the second package. Okay, and let me create one more parameter here. So I'm in the second package. So let us give some name as package2 underscore okay. Now let me give it as 300.
So is there any limit to give the values of that, sir? Like
No,
for the
there won't.
value?
So there won't be means as per the data type. So whichever data type you want, you can declare the data type and you can give some value.
So
Okay.
if it is into 16,
Into 16 means so it will accept up to the 16 means so 16 bytes of memory allocation will be there. Okay.
okay,
So maybe that it is integer 16 no, so the number which is not greater than 16 means the length of the number should be limited to the 16 letters like that. Okay.
okay,
So how much it will be storing, it will give allocate some 16 bytes of memory, okay, for
mm,
this particular parameter, okay,
okay.
like that. So if you want to give some big number, better to go for some int 64 like that. So
64.
normally employee IDs or city IDs all will be less numbers only. Only if in the case of bank account number, then you have to go for that big numbers.
Okay.
Now here our
Mm,
intention is so I have created one more parameter, but in the second package. Okay. Now let us see
okay.
whether I can access that parameter from the second package or not. Now let us click on add, and here you can see I was able to access the parameter from the second package. Okay. But is
Yeah.
the first parameter package one parameter is visible here?
No.
No, the parameter which I created in the first package that is not visible here. Okay, you can go and
Yeah.
scroll down, so that won't be visible here because the scope of these package parameters are limited to the okay, are limited
Only
to the
that
package
particular to the.
pack, only to that particular package. Okay,
Okay.
so here you can see I can access only the parameter
First parameter,
package one parameter, but not the package two parameter
second.
is not coming. Okay,
Yeah.
so we have two types. One is package level whose scope is limited to the particular package only. Okay,
Okay.
one more parameter is project parameter. Okay, so
Okay.
where I can create those project level parameters is now you can see if I open that solution explorer, we can see we have one section called project.params. Okay, double click on
Okay.
it and let us see that. Let me click on add. So I have separate section dot open project dot parent. Okay. Now let me go for global okay, parent. Okay. So let us give some name as global dot parent. Let us give some value like something like 4. Okay. Now let me save it and close it. Okay. Now we can go and see that whether we are able to access in the first package or not. So here you can see Apart
Global.
package one, global also is coming here. That is project parameter. Okay.
Okay.
Now if I go to the second package also, so in this package also, let us go and see whether I was able to access the second global parameter or not. Yes, I was able to access it. Okay. So that is the
So,
difference
is
between.
there any? So is so can we access package? I mean, package two from package two. Can we able to see package one? Is there any solution for that, or that's just fixed for that particular package?
Yes. So the scope of that particular parameter is limited to that package only.
Okay.
Okay.
So we can't do anything. That's
So if
just
you want
fixed
to
for
go,
that
yeah,
only.
if you want to access a parameter globally, then you can go and create it here. You can go and create that
Mm.
parameter.
So
Okay, which
then you
can,
can access
yes,
for
then we
all
can,
the
yes,
packages.
yes, then we can access for all the from all the packages.
So is there any, I mean, what's the difference from like,
Means, so let
so
us say, yeah,
everything we created in package one and package two, we can declare in global.
yes. So
Okay.
if you want to create a parameter which is specific to particular task, okay, for particular operation,
Mm.
then you have to go for
Okay.
create a package level parameter. Okay. Suppose if you want to use that parameter value, so in multiple packages, then we have to create that parameter at global.
Global it. Okay.
Okay, like that. So let us say that I am creating a connection string, means particular server name and database name. Okay. So I
Okay.
want to use that. Say, means in multiple packages, I want to connect to the same database multiple times. I want to reuse the database connection multiple times. No, then what you can do is we can declare that connection string in this project dot params. You can declare that, you can make it as string here, and you can specify the connection string here in the value. Okay, that is one
So
option.
how we will specify? So, I mean,
So here let us go and see
so
that. So we have created one connection, no? DB Sai3.
yeah.
Now you
Mm.
can go to the properties here. Now you can see this is the connections. So you can copy this
So
entire thing. Okay, you can copy this entire thing. So now you can see you can copy this entire thing, okay, and paste it here in the project.params. Okay, now you can go and use that connection string here. Okay, so like this also we can use it. You can make it as string, and let me copy that file here. Data source equal to Balaji PC. Okay, so initial
okay.
catalog equal to DB size, like that. Okay, and
Okay.
so this is called global, means I can use this connection string
Well,
from multiple packages. Okay,
okay.
like that. Okay, so that's why I told you that there are two types of parameters. One is package level and project level.
Very good.
Now let me go for next one, that is event handlers. Okay. Now what is this event handler is? Okay. Suppose on your package, let me go for my first package on event handler. So we can see here we have multiple types of events, means when this package got any error, okay, when you this
Okay.
package occurs on this package, any error occurs, okay, what is the next action you want to do? Okay, now let us say that mm, I have created one package, so which is getting the data from multiple sources, okay, from let us say from multiple source 1 and source 2, okay, and we are doing the union all, So we are doing some transformation called union all transformation. Okay, so we are doing the union all, and after that we are pushing into the destination table. Okay, so let us say some SQL table. Okay, now
Okay.
now what you have done is, after creating the package, you deployed this package into the production. Okay,
Okay.
and you are automated this job. You have automated this package, means you are not manually executing. You have created a job that is under the SQL Server agent. You have created a job, and when the so and so time comes, this job is getting executed. Okay, now for few days this job, this package is executed successfully. Okay, every day it is getting the data from source 1 and source 2 and pushing into the destination table. That's fine. Okay, now let us assume that you are pushing the data, so you are taking 4 columns from this source and you are taking 4 columns from this source. Okay, and your destination table also contains 4 columns. Now let us say that one of the column is dropped from the source one. One of the column is dropped from the source one. Okay,
Okay.
so my union all transformation will fail now. Okay,
Because that will not match. Yeah.
yes, that will not match. So my task, my package will fail now. Okay, now this is
Yeah.
executing in the job. Is in our India time, let us say India time night 3 o'clock. It is, this job is getting executed. Okay, now once this package got failed inside the job, so how the developer will come to know? Okay, so next day if he comes to office, he should know, no, this package got failed, this job got failed, I should go and correct it. Okay, so
Yeah.
we have to send some intimation to the developer, no? So
Yeah.
how to send that intimation? Okay, to send that intimation, we have this event handler section. Okay, we have the event handler section. Okay, now let us see. So here you can see, here this is my package name. So first underscore package, so this is my package name. Okay, so when this package occurs, in this package when any error occurs, okay, now what I want to do is click on this and drag and drop some send mail task. Okay, so drag and drop this send mail task. So what will happen is, on this package, so this is my package, if any one of the tasks got failed, okay, immediately a mail will be triggered, means on error event. When this package gets an any error, a mail will be triggered to the respective team. So you can see here, so which Outlook configuration, Outlook mailbox I have to use, I can create that connection, and from which mail ID, something like domain mail ID, and to whom I have to send the to mail ID, and what is the
Okay.
customer. If we want to send the intimation to the customer mail ID also, we can go and put all these details. Okay,
Okay.
and we can send some subject that so and so task got failed, and we can capture the error information also, not only sending the mail. So when any error happens, no, so we can
Yeah.
capture that error message and keep it in a text file or XML file or in any SQL table also. That error information we can capture also. Okay, so that is called
Okay.
logging. That is called logging info. That is called logging. So if I go to this control flow and right click, first one is the logging. Logging
Okay.
means whenever any error occurs, we can capture that error information. Okay, so when I execute this, so if the table is already present, then it will give me an error, no? The so and so table is already
Yeah.
present. So that information, that error description, we can capture inside a text file or XML file or any SQL table also. Okay, so that text file we can attach to our mailbox. So here, when we are
Okay.
sending the mail, we can attach that text file here. Okay, So we can specify one location where we are storing those text files, and we can attach that file here and send it to the error description to our developer also. So you will come to know that because of which reason my task got failed, my package got failed, like that.
Okay.
So this
So,
event, yes, tell me.
yeah. Actually, when the error, when we get the error, I mean, where it is get. Actually, my question I'm not able to explain.
Yeah, you can tell me. So
So,
whenever you receive the error, okay, then
mm, so at the time of error, we doesn't know, no, sir, how the error came and how can we attach all these things like that.
yeah, that is called logging. That is what
Okay.
is called logging here. So here, if I go and see that, if I go for logging, so for this package, let me open that. So here you can see under this package, okay, I have different tasks now. Create table
Yeah.
task, insert table task, okay. And when we select this, and if we go to the detail section, now you can see we have this event again here, okay.
Okay.
So whenever any error on error event, okay, on task failed event, okay, on task failed, you can select the list of events. Whenever this event happens, whenever any error
Okay.
happens, I can go and store that information. Now you can see if you want to store that information in a text file, I can go and do that. And here I can specify where I have to store that error information.
Okay.
So you can give the path. So whenever any error happens, no, it will go on specify that along with the error information, it will create a folder under whatever folder you suggested here. Now let us say that in this Excel source, I can go and specify log errors, okay, dot txt. Okay. So whenever any error happens, so in this text file, that error information will be stored. Like that,
Okay.
I can store that error information inside a SQL Server table also, inside the XML
Um,
file also, in the SQL profiler also I can store that information.
okay.
Okay, if I go and select the SQL Server, click on Add, and here you can go and create a connection. So in the DB-SI3, it will have an SSIS syslog table. In that table, it will go and create that, maintain that information. Okay, like this.
Okay.
So if I go to
I
this,
mean,
now let me connect to the SI3 database. So in each and every database, we have one master table called. You can see we have one master table called SYS SSIS log tables. Okay. Now if I
okay.
go and see that, so you can see, so it is showing the already captured error details on error. Okay. So you can go and see violation of primary key constraint.
Okay.
So like this, if I do that logging, no, whenever any error happens, no, it will go and capture that
Yeah.
error information in this table. Okay, which is the what is the solution name and what is the package name, all those things it will capture. Okay, now
Okay.
what I can do is when I am sending the mail, no, I can attach this error information. Okay, I can attach
Okay.
the
Then.
yes. Once after logging, no, I can attach this when I am sending the mail to this mailbox. Okay, I can go and attach the error particular. Now you can see. So error log errors.txt file is there, no? So I can go and
Yeah.
select that file. Okay, I can go and select that file and attach that information. Okay, like this.
Okay.
So whenever any error happens, that file will be there. That file will be
And
created.
automatically sends an
Yes,
email to them.
to the
So
particular
this
user.
is all the thing we have to do when we are doing everything.
Yes, yes, like this. Okay. That is the
Okay.
main usage of this event handler function, event handler section. Okay, like that we
Okay.
have multiple events here. So before pre-execution means if you want to drop a table before executing this package, if you want to truncate the table data or if you want to delete the table data, we can go and do that once. Like that,
Okay.
revalidation, all those different event handles. Okay.
Okay.
So if you set this event, no, so whenever this event happens, the particular task will get executed automatically. It's like a triggers in the SQL server.
Okay.
So that is about event handler section. Okay. Now next one is package explorer. So this package explorer means this is the summary section of the package. Means up to now what we have done in this package. Okay, it will show all those information. That's it. It is like a summary section. Okay. Now you can
Okay.
see in our package up to now. So we have created so many tasks. No? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 tasks we have created. No, it will go and
Yeah.
see here. So you can see under the executable sections, those are all called as executables, and it will show the task information. Okay,
Okay.
and how many connections we have created in this package, you can go and see all those will be listed here. Okay, we have created one recently. We have created one log errors.txt file, Balaji TV Sai 3. So three, two Excel connections we have created. Okay, and
Okay.
how many arrow must be this arrows is there? No? We will call it as constraints. Okay, how many constraints we have used in our project in our package? So one, two, three, four, five.
Fine.
No? So it will go. It will show those constraints information here. Let us see that. So these are all executes. Now you can see we will call it as precedence constraints,
Precedence.
and you can see five constraints are there. Okay, how many
Okay.
parameters we have created? That is one parameter. How many event handlers? On error event handler.
One another.
Okay, so it will show those summary details of your package. That's it. That's why it is called as package explorer. Okay, understood.
Okay. Okay, sir. So
Now,
if we miss anything, then we can go back and check.
yes, like
Okay.
and the next one is execution result. So whenever if you execute a package, whether that is success, okay, or error or failure, and what is the reason of failure, all will be shown in this result section. Okay.
Okay.
And if I go to here, we can have one more, that is connection manager section. Okay, so whatever the connections we are creating now, we are creating in the task level, all those connections informations will be seen. Suppose inside this
Yeah.
execute SQL task, if you create a connection to the DB Symmetry, so that will be present here. Okay. And similarly, in the data
Okay.
flow task, we have created, okay, Excel connection manager. Okay, we have created connection to the Excel file. No? So for that, we have created two connections, and that will be shown in this connection manager section.
So
Okay.
whatever the connections are
Yes.
there in the data flow, that will be shown in here.
Yes. Yes. That's it. And we
So,
can.
so here we have connections, right, from Excel to
Yes.
Union, from flat file. So these connections that doesn't show in summary, I mean the package explorer,
It is
because
showing no connection managers. So Excel.
okay, so these are all
Yes.
okay.
Everything will be
Yeah.
shown in the package explorer.
So in a control flow, these are called constraints, but here these are called connection managers in the data flow.
No, those arrow marks. So precedence
Um,
constraints are those arrow marks. This one, these are all called as constraints. This arrow marks is there a
so those
success,
all,
success, failure, okay, completion. So you can
yeah,
go and see
when
here. You can go and see here. If I click on this constraint, you can see there is a success constraint.
success, yeah.
Okay,
Then we also have functions and
now you
data
can see
flow now, sir.
constraint. You can see there is a failure constraint. If you double click on it, completion one. So this is not constraints here. So these are all
Okay,
just
so
a
what will
flow. It is just called as a how the data is flowing. Okay. So
okay,
it is not called as constraints. It is just a data flow arrow box like that. Data flow connectors like that.
okay,
Okay. So only the connections, the constraint, the arrows we are used in the control flow section. Okay, that will be shown here.
yeah,
That will
okay,
be
sir.
shown here. And in the executable section under the create table or data flow task, you can go and see under the data flow task we have this how many components we have used. So we have union all, Excel source, flat file source,
Got
OLEDB destination. Okay,
okay.
like this. Understood?
Yeah, I got it.
Now let me go for next one. So this connection managers, it will show the list of connections we are using, and apart from that, if you want to create a new connection, then also you can create by right click on this connection manager. So you can see here if you want to create a connection to the SQL Server database table, okay, and then you can use this OLEDB connection. So by taking the
Okay,
help of OLEDB provider, it will allow you to connect to the database table. So OLEDB provider means
okay.
that is object linking enabled database provider. Okay. If you click on it, so again you can click on new. Now you can see the provider is native OLEDB. Okay. So you can specify the server name. Okay. And after that, you can go and create a connection to the DB Sci-Fi. Now you can see it has created one more connection for DB Sci-Fi. Okay.
Okay.
And if you right click on it, now you can see we have one more connection called ADO.NET connection. So this also will connect to the SQL database table only, but provider is different. So this is active database object. If you go and see here, so only the provider difference will be there. You can see the provider is different here, .NET provider. Okay. So suppose
Okay.
if your data input data is coming from the .NET application functions, okay, so then you can use this provider. Okay. So you can go and use this Balaji PC. Okay. Now let me connect to the any other database. Let me go for DB Shashi. Okay. Now you can see we have one more connection is there. Okay. So you can see the icon is little bit different here. Okay. It's almost there. Yeah. It is
So
some
all the
color.
.NET, so
Yes.
is that related to .NET, sir, or
Means if your data is present in the .NET application, means sometimes in the .NET we'll be keep on calling the database store procedures. Okay. And we are storing the data from the front end applications. Okay. So let us say any web page is there, they will be entering the data, and the data is transferred from .NET application to the database. Okay. The data
Okay.
is transferred from the .NET application to the SQL databases. Okay. So in those cases, in those special cases, you can go and use this ADO.NET connection. Okay.
Okay. I
But
think if I
maximum,
go in depth, then I can understand.
yes. So mostly better to go for OLEDB connection. Okay. Only some
Okay.
settings difference will be there between these two providers. Some setting differences will be there. So when you are passing the parameters, no. So if I go to this, we are passing the parameters. So here we have parameter name is there. So if you take
Yeah.
OLEDB connection, okay, then you can go and specify the parameter index position like 0. Okay. So if I have multiple parameters, like 3 parameters are there. So first parameter I can refer through the its by its position 0, 1, 2 like that. Okay. But suppose if it is a ADO.NET, then I have to refer that, okay, by using the parameter name only. Suppose if it is employee ID, I have to specify the EMP ID like this. Instead of giving the index position, I can have to refer that parameter with its name. Okay. So in future
Okay.
classes, we'll come to know that how what is the difference between them clearly. Okay.
Okay.
Now apart from these connections, now you can see if you want to connect to the cube databases, okay, then I can go and use this analysis services connection. Okay. If you want to fetch the data from the cube databases, we can go and use this. Suppose if you want to go for any flat file, that is CSV file or text file, I can go and connect to this. So these are all the
Okay.
frequently used connections. Apart from these connections, if you want to connect to any new source, then you can go and click on this new connection, and you can see here these are the different types of sources, different sources. From these different sources, we can fetch the data. So we can go and fetch the data from cache file, Excel file, from cloud database. Okay. So if your data is present in the cloud database, you can go and use this HTTP connection. Okay. So open database connection. ODBC means open database connection, means your SSIS solution is present in one server and actual database is present in the another server. Okay. Then
Okay.
how we can get the data. So in those cases, I can use this ODBC connection. SMTP means for Outlook mailbox. Okay. So we can see we have different types of connections we can use to get the data from these different sources. Yes. Okay.
Okay.
Now that is about the connection manager section. Okay. And we have one more thing called, we can see in the rightmost corner we have two icons. Sometimes this SSIS toolbox no won't be visible in the scroll bar. Now you can see in the side menu, so that SSIS toolbox is not shown here. Okay.
Okay.
So when you face that problem, no, you can just go and click on this SSIS toolbox. Now you can see the toolbox will appear. Okay.
Okay.
Now let us say, now you can see it is coming in the side menu. Okay. Sometimes if
Yeah.
this menu is not appear here, okay, then you can go and click on this icon.
Okay.
Now one more thing is like we have variable section. Suppose if you want to store the any information temporary purpose, okay, like how you are declaring some variables in the SQL side, okay, in SSIS side also, if you want to store any data for temporary storage, you can go and use these variables. So let us say that I want to store the today's date value in particular one in one of the variable. Then I can go and store that. Then I can go and create a variable. Okay, create a variable. Click on this. So we have add variable. Let us say that variable for so we underscore today's date. Okay, I can give some name to my variable. Okay, today's date, and you can go and specify it as date time. Okay, and you can see by default it is showing the today's date value, or else we can go and click on this expression and we can get the get date value like this. Okay, so you can go and evaluate this. So I can store the today's date value like this. And sometimes let us say I have in the two columns I'm getting the first name and last name. Okay, so and I want to
O-
concatenate those first name and last name into a full name. And then in that case also
Okay.
I can go and use this variable for writing any expressions, or for writing some for temporary storage. We can go and use these variables. Now let us go and give. We can go and make it as v underscore full name. Okay, and let us make it as string, and you can go and use this. So you can see here this is the different types of functions we can use. Okay, so let us say if your first name is Krishna. Okay, if your first name is Krishna and your last name is, let us say, some Mohan, I can go and use like this. Okay, let us evaluate. I can see Krishna, so some
Mhm.
space. Okay, like this I can go and evaluate. Okay, so if you want to store the data for temporary, or if you want to write any expressions, okay, so all those things we can do it by taking the help of variables. Okay,
So after storing here, how you will call from here? I mean,
so
how will you use in these variables
so you can
in
go
that
and use this.
particular?
You can go and see on any task. You can go to the parameter section. Now you can see variable name is there, and here
Yeah.
you can see the v full name v today's date.
Okay.
So in this from this you can pass it to your tasks. Okay, like this.
So only that. So you only stored one full name, right? So
Yes,
can we store all like? Is
yes.
there any limit
No,
for that, or
means
just one?
no. We can use it whenever you want. In which task you want to refer, we can use from that task. You can call that from that task. It is not limited to particular task or like that. Okay, and here also we have two types. Okay,
So
so
if so now you are using in package one, right? So if we go to package two, then we can see this variable over
no, no,
there.
no, 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 we cannot see it.
Only this is also this variables is also for only for one particular package.
Yes,
That's it.
yes. So in the variable also we have two types. One is package level variable, and another one is task level variable.
Okay.
So I can use this. I can call this variable in the entire package. Means not only in this particular task, I can call it from entire from all the tasks present in the package. Okay, that is called package
Okay.
level variable. Okay, and
Okay.
we can limit a variable to a particular task also. Okay,
Okay.
so how we can do that is, let us see that we can select this variable and we have an option called move variable option is there.
Okay.
Okay, if I click on this move variable option, so right now it is available in the entire package. I can access that variable from each and
Mm,
every task of the package. But if you want to limit that package to one, let us say only to the top table. Okay, now you can see that variable is disappeared now. Why? Because that variable is not a package level variable. So
it
that is why
isn't
it is
drop.
not. Now if I select drop, now you can see I was able to see the second one also.
Yeah.
Suppose if I select create table, you can see we are able to see only one. And you can go and see that the parameter mapping. So only one variable is visible now. You can see only one
Yeah.
variable is visible. But if I go to the drop table, okay, and click on it, parameter mapping, add, you can go and
You
see
can
that.
see.
can see both are coming.
So so this is only to one package.
Yes. Okay, this is limited to the current package. Okay, the
So
scope of
is there
this
any
variable. Okay, this is
we
for
can use
just
an
for temporary purpose, no?
okay.
So this is just for temporary purpose. If you want to reuse it, so you can create one more in the second package.
You told me in the parameters you will be having global
Yes,
projects,
yes,
so
yes.
we will
Like
be
that.
creating there and using, but can we use the for the variables
No, no,
also?
no, no, no. You can't
Mm,
use it.
okay,
This is limited to the current package
okay, sir.
because we are writing some formulas and all, no? So that's why
Okay,
we are able to use this only in the current package.
okay.
So that's about the explanation
Yeah,
about this initial design of the every package. Okay.
okay,
So from tomorrow class, I will start with the data flow task. Okay, we start with first.
okay,
Okay, so in this data flow task, we have so many transformations. No, we will see one by one transformation and what it will do. Okay, with some examples.
okay. So how we'll be using in real time and everything you'll be showing, right,
Yes,
sir?
yes, yes.
So will you be giving any assignments to me so that
Yeah,
I'll
sure.
be
Yeah, sure. I will every day. I will do some assignments.
so that that will make me a little bit practice if I
If you practice, then only you can remember. That's why.
yeah
So every day we will provide some assignments.
okay
Okay, so tomorrow at morning 6 o'clock my time, we can start the SQL also.
yeah most probably I'll be sticking with MSBI sir.
Okay, okay, no problem.
So
Yeah.
because that will be so confusing for me if I take two classes at a time.
Yes, 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 yes. That's why I also suggested that one only. So yes, that's
Yeah.
okay for me.
So okay sir, I'll speak with Chandra. So
Okay,
I'll continue with them. So I'm feeling good with the classes.
okay, okay,
Uh,
okay, okay. Yeah,
so if I get any doubts, I'll be asking you like that only because
yeah, sure, no problem.
everything is new to me. So
Yeah, I can understand.
I mean, will you give any websites for me like material or something to study everything because you are explaining in practically control flow how it works and everything. But
Okay.
if I read it like material, then I can get some
Yes,
idea
yes, yes,
how
yes,
it will be.
yes. Okay, 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 sure. Yeah, we will provide that one.
Yeah. So by weekend, can you prepare some syllabus like for
Yeah,
MSBI
so
so
give me
that
this
we,
weekend time. So in this weekend, I
yeah,
will prepare some
yeah,
study.
sure,
Okay.
sir, sure. I'll speak with Chandra and I'll continue with the classes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank
Okay,
you.
sir. And tomorrow the same timings, right?
Yes,
So
yes.
every day
Tomorrow. Every
and
day 9:30.
Saturday, it will be possible for me, but no, sir, Saturday, Sunday, it will not be possible for me
Okay,
because I'll
no
be
problem.
going to the part-time job. So,
Oh, okay, okay. So it's okay, no problem. So I
so
will also be busy on Saturday and Sundays.
yeah, so for weekdays I'll be fine, but
Okay, okay.
weekends I'll be not available.
Okay, okay, no problem. No issues.
So if you give some assignments for the weekend, so I'll try to do it
Okay.
for my best. So, so we'll speak in later on classes here.
Yeah. No problem.
Thank you so much, sir. You're explaining, clearly.
Yeah.
So I'm comfortable with your explanation, everything.
Okay, okay. Yeah, thanks a lot. Thank you. Okay.
Okay,
I will
sir.
send
Thank
this
you. See you
recordings
tomorrow.
out. Yeah. See you.
Yeah, sure, sir. See you tomorrow morning class.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, sir. Bye.